What's happening, y'all? It's another episode of the Flex Files. This your man Flex. Welcome to this channel. Thank y'all so much for subscribing to this channel. Shout out to all the new subscribers that have just joined. And shout out to all the old recurring ones that have been here since day one. Y'all been rocking with your boy from the beginning of time. And I love y'all and I thank y'all so much, right? Listen, we're going to get into it. A deep dive into the sexual alpha. We getting back to the OG topics, y'all. Look, if y'all been following me since day one, I've talked about a similar topic to this, right? The sexual alpha, let's talk about it. The sexual alpha is basically the guy that gets all of the freak side of that woman. He gets all of her, right? This guy could probably imprint her too, you know what I'm saying? Or has imprinted her. This guy keeps her hooked. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. This guy, he keeps her very hooked. So much so that, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it's hard for her to move on from this guy, right? You know, he's kind of like a demon lover too, could be. And that's an even deeper topic, right? He don't necessarily have to be that. That's kind of a deeper realm. But, you know, that's a deeper realm. But he imprints this woman nonetheless. You know, hell, he could even be her second imprint, right? Like, this the second guy that really got her hooked. You know, she finally got over this other guy that had her crazy hook. And now she done moved on from that guy. And now, in a different way, this man got her hooked. So in a sense, that's her second imprint. That can happen, right? But the main point is that the sexual alpha gets all of her. Uninhibited. No sexual hang-ups, inhibitions. She is completely uninhibited, right? Like, and this kind of ties into the shadow world in a way. And we talked about that, right? Because the shadow world is basically a guy that gets all her freak side. The shadow world is basically a world where surface level shit that woman does, surface level stuff that woman does, you know, it don't apply. The 9 to 5, whatever career level woman, working at a law firm, high class attorney, woman that dots her I's and crosses every T to a T. Like, you know, the sexual alpha don't care about none of that. And she like that. She loves that. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all, really. And, you know, look, hey, you know, don't shoot the messenger, don't hate the player, hate the game. But these could be your soccer moms, your preacher's wives, you know, all of that. The first ladies, first lady of the church and the first lady of the president. Like, you know, she has a guy that can fuck her brains out, screw her right, no sexual hang-ups, and she like him because he know how to keep quiet. He has discretion. That's one of his biggest values, is that he brings discretion. He ain't gonna say nothing about it. He ain't gonna talk about it. Whole time he fucking the preacher's wife. Whole time he fucking the first lady. He having sex with he sleeping with the first lady. Right? And he don't care nothing about her title and about her married life. He don't care. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And she like that. And she ain't even gotta be married. She could just be working a job and she could, or a career woman. She's a high profile woman, and she's a saint in her community, or a saint meaning, like I said, crosses every T, dots every I. Very respected career woman, makes a lot of money, but she needs to be pleased in more ways than one. She got to be screwed up, down, left, and right, and she gonna get that dude to do it to her. That's the sexual alpha, right? That is the sexual alpha, and that coincide, whatever word you want to use, with the shadow world. That's the whole idea of what the shadow world is. Because some people be asking me, yo, what is the shadow world and how do you get into it and all of this? Look, you can't, it's not something that you get into. Honestly, if you're searching for it, you're not gonna be in it. It ain't something that you search for. It's something that you are approached by and with, right? Like, because if you going around looking for shit, people are gonna be looking at you side eye anyway. Like, he tight is gonna talk too much. Like he gonna talk too much. Like I can't. No. What do you mean searching for? That's how people are gonna be looking at you. They're gonna be looking at you upside down. You know, women gotta know that you are discreet. That's why a lot of time women cheat on men a lot. Women cheat on their husbands a lot, but they're not sloppy with it. They're not sloppy with it. They have a lot of discretion. They don't move sloppy like men do. When men cheat, and that's kind of a whole nother sidebar, but it ties into the whole element of discretion in that world. When men cheat, it's like they don't really, they sloppy as fuck with it, and they don't cross every T, dot every I. They, you know, they don't know how to lie. Men, we don't know how to, it's women are different, right? So, but with that being said, it's the energy of discretion, and it's also that woman was fine as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, shit, she was fine. It's the whole element of discretion. So again, when you're talking about the shadow world, it ain't about how you get into it. A lot of people be like, oh, it's sex clubs or underground clubs. Well, it kind of can be that, but sometimes those are very advertised, right? So it ain't really, it ain't that, swinger clubs, no, you know what I'm saying? Even when I was in the male exotic dancing arena, that right there is about discretion, right? Because it's the moment after, the stuff after the shows, right? Because the shows be advertised, but then you got going, what we call it, going the extra mile, right? And getting into different things, getting into different mischievous activities. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm only saying it in that way because it's YouTube. It's YouTube, Still trying to get this video monetized. Because it's like, you have to understand and see a lot of these women that be at a lot of these women, and hell, sometimes they bring their husband with them. And their husband, look, you want to get into the whole cuck scenario, right? Listen, I'm going to tell you, the whole time they both shopping. They both out there shopping, window shopping, but in a male exotic dancing arena shopping. This shit is like that, y'all. This shit is like that, right? and they got their own secrets. They do their own thing. And next thing you know, you for hire. If you get down like that. That's the shadow world in a sense, right? The shadow world is basically, and I'm kind of talking a lot about the shadow world now, but let me get back into the sexual alpha. The shadow world is basically the sexual alpha's playground. Let me say it again. The shadow world is basically the sexual alpha's playground, and that's where it coexists, right? And the sexual alpha knows how to free that woman up like nobody else can or ever has been able to. It sends shockwaves to her brain and the brain chemicals. It releases so many endorphins for her. She can't even really verbalize it. It does something to her more than the surface level dude can. And that's why sometimes, the sexual alpha is basically her that's one dude that she got, and then the other dude she got is the good guy. He crosses every T, dots every I in a relationship, surface level relationship way, right? And so she give him surface levels X. She give him surface level. She give him surface level coochie, punani, poom poom. Right? He gets the surface level stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he thinking the whole time, that, and this guy probably worked an amazing job. He probably a money guy. He's one of those money guys, money and status guys. He got money and he got status, right? He make high six figures, maybe even in the millions. Provides for her, pays for her nails, does everything right. She sees him as the guy, and I'm going to do another video on this, right? She sees him as the guy, that she can spend the rest of her life with, and that's going to be safe for her. Right? But this other dude, he ain't cute with it. This dude fucks her brains out. Turns her upside down, left and right. That's what he do. That's what the sexual alpha does. Okay, that's we just gotta call it what it is. And that be happening. A lot of these women, that's what they be on that type of time. Right? And see, this is a very uncomfortable conversation. And honestly, I'm gonna be completely for real with you. A lot of married people need to be privy to this. See, and my parents were preachers. They were ministers. And they talked about, sex and marriage a lot. And a lot of couples in the church were uncomfortable with it. But they talked about sex and marriage and understanding that is a very important thing. It's very necessary. But what happens is people get married and they get comfortable. They get content. They go into the church and they don't want to talk about sex. Well, you can do that. You can not talk about it all day long, but the moment your partner step out because they're not being fulfilled, hey, I ain't saying it's right, but it happens. It happens. I was in that arena, so I know very well the type of women that will be at these shows, at my shows, my strip shows. Man, these are women that, they were married. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all, that shit, I ain't saying it's right. But, and again, when it comes to the women, look, man, women love sex. Women love sex. They do. Now, they don't like it in the same way that men like it. And they, it's different with them in the sense that emotionally, once you have them hooked, it's a whole different ball game. But you throwing the body game on top of that, you hooking them emotionally, you really have hooked them. Like you have them hooked. Period. I see that woman. I see her walking again. She is fine. Damn, she is beautiful. Jesus. And she thick. Lord. But like I'm saying, you know, a lot of people don't be wanting to have this conversation, but it's got to be had. You know? Period. Like, this is a whole thing, y'all. So that's the sexual alpha in a nutshell. In my next video, you know, stay tuned. Tomorrow, I'm gonna talk about the different levels of what women call sex or what they give to you, because every man don't get the same version. Every man don't get it. But we're gonna talk about it, y'all. Hey, make sure to click the subscribe button below so that way you know when I post new content. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, right? And let me know your thoughts in the comment section, right? Let me know what you think, right? But until next time, it's your man Flex. I'm out. Peace.